What a great grand opening to this. Wow, what a setup and what a beautiful environment. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Whew. So, it's the start of Oktoberfest in Germany. So, I thought, why not look at something fun and very German? So, today we're taking a look at Feuerschwanz. I picked out Warriors of the World, checked with a couple of my German audience if this is a good track to celebrate Oktoberfest with, and they said yes. So if you don't agree, get mad at them, not at me, because I don't know. But it looks like a really fun video. Let's take a look. I've heard a little bit about Feuerschwanz. I don't know them too well, but from what I've heard, they're really fun. Let me know in the comments if you have any fun plans for celebrating Oktoberfest, and if so, what are your plans? I would like to know. Anyway, let's get into it.
Here our soldiers stand from all around the world, waiting in a line to.
What a great grand opening to this. Wow, what a setup and what a beautiful environment as well. Such beautiful landscapes. And then we have these ruins here. I mean, we have so many beautiful places in Germany, right? Where you can shoot this kind of stuff. It's just a landscape just lends itself so well to it. Beautiful. Love all of their costumes and like the facial makeup and all of that. It's really great. I love the hurdy-gurdy. Is that petty-gurdy actually? I don't know. I am seeing some familiar faces. The guy with the hat, and we see Alea from Saltatio Mortis. I know that Feuerschwanz is a little bit of like a collaboration band. So who else am I missing? But this looks great. I know that some of this I saw a little bit of the behind the scenes for this, and I know some of it was shot with a drone as well, like this battle here. And shooting this kind of thing is really interesting with a drone because you kind of get around having to use a Steadicam, and Steadicams are pretty expensive to rent or to own, really, very expensive. And also, they require you to really know how to work them. And so, shooting with a drone instead is actually a really great solution to get around that. Except, and we saw this in the BTS, is that sometimes you get hit by a drone and then you have a wound somewhere. I think she was hit on her leg or her arm or something. Those rotor blades are pretty sharp, especially when they're moving at such high speeds. So that's not fun. But either way, if you if you manage not to hurt people, it's a really good alternative for Steadicam. So some really great shots. I love that they're using the smoke machine to great effect here. It's really moody, and also it seems like it's a really bright day here. So we have a little bit of a blown out sky. So the mist is or the smoke is also helping create a little bit of a filter for the sun too. And this is a little bit of a downside of shooting outside at full daylight is that sometimes, especially if we don't have a really big like cloud cover, it can turn your footage a little bit harsh in terms of like the highlights and shadows on your face as well as on in the space. But I do love these ruins. That is just great. Loving the color grading here too. It's a little bit desaturated. We have a little bit of the heightened browns here, a little bit more blues in the shadows. Really beautiful. Great shots. This is a beautiful silhouette. Here you can see what I'm talking about, especially is it's the color grading where shadows and blacks are kind of bluish, and the reds and browns have really been amped up a little bit, so you get a bit more of that contrast between blue and, complementary color orange. So that's why it looks so satisfying here. It's really beautiful. And you see it here as well. It's very consistent throughout. Same here. The blues and the orangey browns are just really, really present. It's a very cool color palette.
Here our soldiers stand from all around the world, waiting in a line to hear the battle cry. All are gathered here, victory is near.
The sound will fill the hall, bringing power to us all.
We alone are fighting for metal, that is true. We own the right to live the fight. We're here for all of you. Now swear the blood upon your steel will never dry. Stand and fight together beneath that battle sky. Brothers everywhere, raise your...
All right, 2 minutes in, we already have some really cool shots. Really enjoying the song, by the way. It's very fun. Really loving the two shield maidens fighting, and we're cutting back and forth from and to that. Really nice as sort of a way to carry us through the whole song. And again, like loving the lighting here. I think there must have been a light here and right along with the smoke machine, and it's causing some really, really beautiful effects here in camera. So loving that. A lot was shot with the drone here. I don't know how much they shot with the actual camera, but I do know that they shot a lot. And then Melissa Bonny also shows up. So that was a fun surprise. I didn't know that she's on this too, even though I'm now seeing that it's actually there in the title. But whatever. Sometimes I'm not paying attention. But again, like look at her facial makeup. It's so, so, so cool. Love that. Loving their costumes. Great performances also from all of the people involved here. I'm as I understood it from the BTS, it was a very cold day. And so they were all in these really not very warm costumes at all. Like they're pretty bare. So that must have been pretty rough. But on the other hand, they were fighting. So thankfully they were getting some exercise to keep warm. But look at this, like all of the setting is just so cool.
Everywhere, raise your hands into the air. We're warriors, warriors of the world. Like thunder from the sky, sworn to fight and die. We're warriors, warriors of the world. Many
Love this shot specifically, which is not something we've seen before yet. This here. Oh, everyone is positioned so nicely here. I love that, especially with also the view in the background. Really cool. I love that we have everyone here in one frame. That is very cool. Very, very nice.
Many stand against us, but they will never win. We said we would return, and here we are again. So bring them all destruction, suffering and pain. We are the hammer of the gods. We are thunder, wind and rain.
There they waiting fear, with swords and feeble hands, with dreams to be a king. First one should be a man.
I call them out and charge them all with a life that is a lie. And in their final hour they shall confess before they die. Brothers everywhere.
So the world opened up a little bit, and all of a sudden we have all these guys in like heavy armor. Is this the same LARPers that Saltatio Mortis also occasionally works with? Because that's really cool. They put in a lot of work into these costumes and all of that, and it's looking really, really nice and heavy. And then they're all fighting. All of these shots really, really great. Love that in the trees and on this field, and it looks very legit. Love that.
Their final hour they shall confess
so cool.
before they die. Brothers everywhere, raise my brothers who fight by my side. Gather my horse and weapons, tell my family how I died.
Until then, I will be strong. I will fight for all that is real.
All who stand in my way will die by steel. Brothers everywhere, raise your hands into the air. We're warriors, warriors of the world. We're the warriors of the world. Like thunder from the sky, sworn to fight and die. We're warriors, warriors of the world. Some will fight and die. Brothers everywhere, raise your hands into the air. We're warriors, warriors of the world. Like thunder from the sky, sworn to fight and die. We're warriors, warriors of the world. Brothers everywhere, raise your hands into the air. We're warriors, warriors of the world. Like thunder from the sky, sworn to fight and die. We're warriors, warriors of the world. We're warriors, warriors of the world.
Oh, that was fun, guys. Wow. What a great video. What a good, hearty song. And that was really great, really well shot with all of the drone footage and also just looking really slick. I don't know what to say. Just it's a good video. I hope everyone is ready for Oktoberfest now. I'm feeling it. I want to go out and have a drink and like cheers my tankards with my fellow warriors. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm such a nerd. Lastly, I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Oh, no. Peace.